SMB than on the server side. There's also work has been done on server side parts. Yeah, so as I said, SMB has a lot of comments. Just going around all the comments takes a lot of time, and when you fuzz both client and server, you just demultiplicate the number of results. So you have a lot of chance just to find it. And yeah, as I said before, you can trigger this with the DNS spoofing, browser cache poisoning, with IE, like I don't remember his name, I'm sorry. We were starting this morning the first conference from Core Security about turning your Internet Explorer as a file sharing server, was using the image tag on Internet Explorer to include UNC to plug on the remove share. So basically, if on a corporate network which is properly configured, you won't be able to do outbound SMB, but there's a lot of places where you will be able to. You can just connect with transparency to SMB server via internet, so you can abuse that. It can be an attack vector. Yeah, so the server side vulnerability, I think, is the worst. The worst story. A lot of worms have been from SMB, and I think it's important to take a look at this code by fuzzing and using some approach, because a lot of people assume that it's safe. It's 26 years old, has been overlooked, over implemented, and still, I mean, we have bugs like this. So I think it's better to have a look, even when it's assumed to be safe. And yeah, and most of, I mean, if you get lucky, you can just exploit this bug with no user interaction, with no user authentication. So you can target this with worms. The client-side vulnerability, that's one of the cool things. You don't need to care about authentication. Basically, the person will say, "Oh, I want to authenticate to your fake server. I'll send you a challenge, and please let me in." And you say, "Yeah, no problem. Just come, no problem," and do your communication. So it's one thing less to care about. And as I said, once again, you can just trigger it with no user interaction at all by using other type of attacks, the combinated attacks. There is it. I think. Do you have any question?
Have you ever considered more advanced fuzzing, like, for example, instrumenting the code and painting stuff and doing code coverage and stuff like this, or is it just not required because it's so easy to find bugs?
Yes, it's required. I think there's a lot of people right now doing fuzzing on SMB. My talk also on MSRC, they are actively working on SMB. I built some fuzzer, which are structured fuzzer for SMB, which will take care about length and using alteration totally differently than the first round fuzzing. But yeah, I mean, this is just explaining the first step about simply. I mean, I got very surprised, seriously surprised about it.
Can you share any results of more intelligent fuzzing?
What do you mean bugs?
Yeah, like number of bugs found.
It's over 20.
Okay.
Right now. On SMB. The thing is, nowadays I'm working a lot. I don't have time, but basically in 2 months, let's say that. Yeah. Yeah, 2 months. There's all the research on the back. I mean, there's 1 year, at least 1 year documentation, fail, and you know, but with structured fuzzing, since I developed my fuzzer, it's at least 2 months maximum. Any other question? Yeah?
How much universal bugs did you find? That means bugs able to work from bugs able to work from no very old version to the last one.
Excuse me?
How much universal bugs working on every version of SMB did you found on those 20 bugs?
Okay, so far I just found one SMBV V2 bug. On SMBV1, I didn't check SMBV2. SMBV2 first bug was pure luck. I was just trying some puzzles and I took the wrong packets and boom. But actually, I think that I still have 1 year left on SMBV1 just to overpass everything. Regarding the bugs, there's maybe 6 which are universal. There are, but it depends also. I mean, there's the client side, there's the server side. So yeah, I'm working with Microsoft about that.
Are you using or trying to use ZZUM? ZZUM?
No. Actually,
it has network fuzzer.
Yeah, no. And there's a bunch actually. It's like TauF, the RF fuzzing, and I just don't believe in that. I don't think that it don't work. I actually think that the guy who made that tool is the one who knows how to use it perfectly, how it should be used. So I prefer